What's happening, guys? It's Wednesday, July 28th, and these are a few things that I thought were important this week. Starcraft came out, Starcraft 2 that is, and a lot of people bought it. In fact, Starcraft 2 is pretty much a sport in Korea. You can actually take it as kind of a gym class type thing. You learn how to play Starcraft. It's pretty important there, so interesting thing to know about. But yeah, it came out, and the Terran campaign is the one that came out. Yes, StarCraft 2, which I think currently is a flaw, is being released in 3 parts. You have to individually buy each campaign for each race, and so far Blizzard has not released anything saying anything about there being extras when you buy the game again as the Zerg campaign or the TOS campaign, which means if they make it $60, which they probably will to stop people from buying the game for cheaper than it should be, you'll be paying $180 for all 3 campaigns with the same multiplayer capabilities on each one. That people are going to be pretty furious when they have to pay $180 for all 3 campaigns. But StarCraft 2 has a huge release. Lots of people pre-ordered, lots of people bought the collector's edition. Blizzard's making tons of money right now. Big surprise, like they have been for a long time. Hopefully this game does as well as StarCraft 1. It is pretty much a very complex RTS. It's one of the best, if not the best, RTSs ever made. I personally played the beta, and you know, it's fun to an extent. I personally can't keep myself entertained with a game like that for very long, but many people can. Second thing I wanted to talk to you guys about today actually was music. I get in my car a lot to drive my girlfriend and myself around places, you know, usually short trips, maybe 10-15 minutes, and I usually put on the local kind of pop rock, you know, top 40 countdown sort of station, and we listen to it, and I think I've pretty much heard 5 songs in the last 2 weeks of listening to it. More often than not, it's Eminem with Rihanna or Katy Perry with Snoop Dogg. It seems like this is kind of a genre of music that's grown way out of its proportion, where female and a male do a duet, and they use absolutely the most kitschy things that they could possibly find, and it's extremely catchy, and people seem to love it. The other song, actually, that is my guilty pleasure is Eminem, I Love the Way You Lie. That song pretty much is stuck in my head non-stop now, and every time I turn the radio on, it seems to start. And for some reason, I can't get enough of it, and I know a lot of people are the same way with that song. But in 4 weeks, hearing it 30 times a day, it'll probably get old, I'm sure. I know that a lot of people love Eminem, and a lot of people like Rihanna, so hopefully it has great success. So the third and last thing I'd like to talk to you about is a camping trip that I went on, actually, about a week ago, and it was to the rock slides at Triangle Lake. And for those of you that don't know, the rock slides are pretty much the most awesome Earth-made creation ever. It's basically a downhill slope in the river that's about 2 inches deep that makes a water slide naturally. The rocks are slippery from the water and the algae and whatever is growing in there, I guess, and you can go down it like a water slide, and it lasts about 40 or 50 feet, maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of swimming holes and stuff like that. I had a lot of fun over the weekend that I went there, but it all ended basically when the camp that I have been camping in for about, I don't know, I'd say 6 to 7 years now was intruded by a state trooper that told me that I was not allowed to camp there anymore. Personally, I think it's an insult to Oregon in general to not allow our wilderness to be camped in. Especially when it's such a harmless place like that. I mean, me and my friends were just having fun by the river, and, you know, for many years, Oregon was free to camp in. It's pretty ridiculous now when we get to the point where our state troopers are looking to give tickets for whatever they can. So, for those of you that know where the rock slides is, or have been there, unless you want a $125 fine, I would recommend don't camp there. That's pretty much all I have to talk about today, and have a good week.